Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation of the Fast Track Academy Acceleration Platform. My name is Trevor Wilson,
Hello, my name is Ahadu.
I'm Caitlyn Rossi.
Hello, my name is Terence Campion.
and together we are TTT Inc. Our community partner is the founder of Forehand Consulting, Felicity Price Forehand. Felicity is a highly skilled educational consultant who has been working with students and empowering educators for over 12 years. Forehand Consulting is an educational bridge program built to help students stay on track. The group of educators is based in Jacksonville, Florida, and their goal is to help make sure that no student is falling through the cracks. Before the Fast Track Academy acceleration platform, Forehand Consulting was having to use Excel spreadsheets and input student scores manually. This made it so students could easily fall through the cracks. That will happen no longer. With our platform, each student's individual needs will be met on a case-by-case basis.
Now I'll be going over the key requirements we gathered for the Fast Track Academy acceleration platform. After meeting with Felicity, the CEO of Fast Track, we identified three mandatory and high priority requirements. First, the system needs to be able to store each student's various scores that Fast Track uses over time. Second, coaches need to be able to easily view that progress without digging through spreadsheets and comparing them. And third, the system needs to automatically alert coaches when a student is falling behind so that they can take action immediately. These three requirements directly address the core problem our client was facing, as so far they have been manually tracking student data in Excel with no way to catch struggling students early on. Moving on to user stories, we organized ours across four main categories: progress tracking, dashboard management, admin management, and student management. Out of all of our user stories, the most critical ones were coaches needing to be able to log into their own dedicated account, being able to pull up any student scores or progress quickly, and receiving automatic alerts when a student drops below any thresholds. We also prioritize coaches being able to see a student's score change over time through a graph so that they can immediately spot improvement or decline at a glance, and teachers being able to export a student report so that they can share that progress data directly with the student's parents. Finally, we also needed role-based access control so coaches can only see their own students and not everybody else's data, which we flagged as a higher risk from a security and privacy standpoint. To wrap up this section, here are three of our use case diagrams that tie back to these requirements: progress tracking, student management, and admin management.
I'll be discussing the development process behind our project. Because this project was significantly larger than others we've worked on, we combined two development methodologies: Agile Scrum and the Rational Unified Process, or RUP. RUP divides the development lifecycle into four phases: inception, elaboration, construction, and transition. At this stage, we are completing the construction phase and beginning the transition phase, where the product is finalized and prepared for deployment. Our primary approach, however, was Agile Scrum. We worked in 2 to 4 week sprints, during which team members selected user stories and tracked progress using Jira. To support system design, we created UML diagrams for each use case. For this presentation, we are focusing on the progress tracking UML diagram, as it represents one of the system's core features. In this diagram, entities such as student, teacher, and score represent the data layer. Controllers manage the application's core logic, while boundary components, such as the login page and student dashboard, represent the user interface. We also developed an entity relationship diagram consisting of 10 tables. The user table is associated with roles such as admin and teacher, while the student table is linked to scores, attendance, and notifications. Both teacher and student entities are also connected to an organization table. From a technical standpoint, we used Supabase for our database, authentication, and real-time functionality. We also used Resend to send email notifications whenever a student's score drops below 10%. The application was built using Vue.js and Tailwind CSS.
Hello, this is Ahadu. I'm going to be demonstrating what I worked on for the Fast Track Academy acceleration platform. From the login page, we have an option forgot password where we can enter our email and be sent a reset link, just in case we forgot, where we'll be able to change our password. For today, we're just going to be logging in though with an admin account. And now we're taken to the admin dashboard where we can see a list of all the students within the system, no matter what teacher they happen to be assigned to, as well as all the teachers and fellow admins. We also have three quick options here. We can create a new user, be it teacher or admin. We can create a new organization, or we can create a new student. On the side menu, we have a new section labeled admin that wasn't previously viewable if you weren't logged in to an admin account, where we can access manage teachers and manage organizations. If we go to the Manage Teachers page, we'll see a lot more in-depth information about each teacher, as well as what students are assigned under them and the average score in each category for all of their students. Click on Edit here. We can change their first, last name, or what students are assigned to them. For this, I'll be unassigning this student here and then saving changes. And now if I go to this teacher here, that student is still unassigned, so I can assign them to this teacher and save changes. Now if I go to Manage Organizations, it's a lot simpler. We only store the name of the organization, so if we click Edit, we just are able to edit the name. Also delete the organization or add a new one. I also worked on the account page where you're able to see your first and last name, your email, and this asterisk that represents your password. It isn't tied to the actual length of your password, it's just filler. If we go to edit though, we can type in a new password, we can change our email, we can change our first and last name, and we can add an avatar to our profile. We can also click on this X here to clear it if we had an avatar that we didn't like anymore. That's everything that I worked on.
My user story was student management. Here, teachers and administrators input new students into the system. Once all required fields are filled, you can submit the new student and they'll appear in the registry. From here, teachers and administrators can also archive students. Archive students will then show up on the archive students registry. From here, students can be deleted permanently or restored in case the student comes back into the system. When attempting to permanently delete a student, users will be asked if they are sure, as this cannot be reversed.
My use case is progress tracking. So here we have the gradebook page so that teachers can track students' scores. We have the student's DIBEL score, which is their overall score for DIBEL, the DIBEL or ORF score, DIBEL maze score, the fluency score, comprehension score, vocabulary score, and then the actions. We also have the created date and student name. If you select any of the headers, you will begin to sort high to low or low to high on that specific score. So here we're sorting on the low DIBEL maze score, and now we're sorting on high. Same goes for comprehension, fluency, vocabulary, DIBEL, and everything else. A teacher can add a score by clicking the add score up here, and then selecting the student they want to add a score for, and typing it in. So let's set this DIBEL maze, ORF, comprehension score, vocabulary score, fluency score, and then we can also enter in any known words or any unknown words. So let's select a known word as cat and save it. Now we can see that Aaron Aronson has been made down here with these scores. Now let's say we wanted to edit it and we actually want to add in an unknown word as well. So let's say they don't know bat, and we can save those changes here. As you can see, it's not displayed in this view as this is only for numeric scores. However, if we transition over to our progress tracker page, you'll be able to see, and we go to our student, Aaron Aronson, we'll be able to see that he has the known word cat and an unknown word of bat. As for everything else on this page, we have the grade level the student is, what program they're in, the student name and drop down here. We can also download a student report and add notes. To add notes, we can just simply click on this and say notes. Then we can click the check mark here, and if we click back in, you'll see that notes is still saved. Here we have the student overview chart, which has the baseline, checkpoint 1, and checkpoint 2, so teachers can easily see whether a student is improving or not. We also have a trend line here, which will tell us kind of the trend for that specific. So as you can see, from the baseline to checkpoint, it went down, and from checkpoint to checkpoint 2, it went up. Same goes for the ORF score, which if you hover over, you can also see the score. Here we also have checkpoint 2 maze score, fluency score, and comprehension quiz, since these are the main scores teachers will want to review. Now, if we download a student report, we can go ahead and click into this and see that a fast track progress report was made for the student and his checkpoint scores as well as the baseline. The last feature of progress tracking is actually in the gradebook page. If we select any student to edit and come down and decrease their score, so let's say we take the 8 off of this 568, and then click Save Changes, we can go and check our email, refresh, and we'll see a email letting us know that a student's score decreased by 91%. This is great, especially for if an admin edits a student's score, then that teacher is automatically alerted of their grade drop and they can go check in with the student and see what they need to do to help them out.
Hello, my name is Terence Campion, and I'll be going over my use case for the project, which is the main dashboard. So once the teacher logs in, they'll be getting a look at this. First, they'll see the student list, where they'll be able to quickly look at the Dibble score associated with each student. They'll be able to filter the scores by color, and they can also, sort by color and filter by color as well, or levels, And student chart will allow the teacher to get a look at how the class is doing as a whole within the 3 categories. And lastly, the notifications, which I'll get into now. So notifications are triggered when a student goes from either a strong or dangerous level to a struggling. So let me go generate some notifications. So once we input some low scores, for example, with these 2 students, let's try and see. Yep. Now, if we go back to the main dashboard, we should see 2 notifications were generated. I also worked on the notifications page, which gives a teacher the option to look at previous notifications and past notifications, even once read. And here they can also sort them by newest, oldest, and student name. And threat level, obviously, as I said, we're keeping that with struggling for now, but there is the option to, in case it changes in the future, that they will be able to filter. And yeah, you can also mark them as red here, and that'll update. And obviously it can also be marked red here. And that's all for my use case. Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Terence Campion, and I will be concluding our video presentation by talking about the value added to clients and key learnings through the project. Through the development of our Fast Track Academy acceleration platform, we provided meaningful value by giving our client and the teachers they employ a centralized way to monitor academic performance for students. The system allows for organized tracking of scores and student progress, making it easier to identify trends and areas for improvement. This reduces manual effort and helps support more informed decision-making for our client, Felicity. Key learnings. Throughout this project, we gained valuable experience in both technical and collaborative areas. From a technical perspective, we strengthened our understanding of data structures and system design, especially when organizing and managing student data efficiently. We also improved our ability to design user-focused features that are both functional and intuitive. On the teamwork side, we learned the importance of version control, managing branches, and resolving merge issues, as well as clear communication when multiple people are contributing to the same code base. These skills were critical in ensuring smooth project development. We would also like to express our sincere gratitude to our client Felicity at Fast Track Academy for providing us with the opportunity to work on this project and for the valuable feedback she provided throughout the process. Her input helped guide our decisions and ensure that our solutions stayed aligned with their needs. We also want to thank our mentor, Professor Jose Gomez, and our instructor, Professor Umapathy, for the support and constructive feedback they provided, which played a key role in helping us overcome challenges and improve the overall quality of our work. Thank you.